How's it going, super sexy sex squad? My name is Alex, I'm a sex coach, and today we are learning how to hack our sex with Emily. Emily's going to show us how to hack our sex, how to get creative with sex, and have amazing, awesome sex using creativity. You know, I love creativity when it comes to sex because variety is really important when creating great sexual experiences. So if it's all about variety, then I'm totally in. So let's watch this video and see if Emily has something cool to say about sex, you know, and that we can use.
You know why sex gets boring? Because you're boring. I'm just kidding, although my mom did say only boring people get bored.
Only boring people get bored. I would say only people not adding variety to their sex are getting bored. So variety, like I said in the beginning, is really important. Let's see what she has to say about it.
So just in case, here's some sex hacks to make that go-to position that much more interesting.
Okay, so this is only for your go-to position. So I think most people probably have a go-to position because it's usually easy and it's usually just based on what works for whatever couple it is that I'm talking about. But a go-to position is fine as long as you are changing it up and not going to that go-to position 100% of the time and that's all you do. Otherwise, like she said, that's going to get boring. So let's see how we can change this go-to position even and add variety. And that's the other thing with variety, is that it's pretty much unlimited. You can do anything you want. You don't have to completely change the sex into something you've never done before where you're wearing full latex and dumping slime on each other. It's okay if that's what you're into, but it doesn't have to go that far. Variety can be subtle little things, and it can also be purely psychological things. It can be one day you are degrading and insulting, and the next day you're completely loving and bonding and looking into each other's eyes and losing yourself in your partner's amazing eyes.
If you think about it, there's really only 6 positions, and every other position is a variation on that. Like, for example, wheelbarrow is a lot like doggy style, except one person's standing, holding the other person's legs back.
So every position is a variant of 6 core fundamental positions. I didn't know I was getting a math lesson here, but that's interesting, and I'm going to have to think about that one because I've never thought about it that way. And you know, you probably shouldn't think about it that way either. Why are we bringing math into the bedroom, you know what I mean? Math can be sexy, but for the most part, keep it out of the bathroom unless you're banging a mathematician.
Any position can be improved with a simple move of the leg, like you put your legs up over your partner's shoulder.
Is she doing some kind of Pilates workout here? So yeah, like I said, subtle things that you change can change the whole feeling, the whole experience. And it can be super arousing, especially if your partner is thinking, we're just going to have this go-to thing, and then you change some little subtle thing, then all of a sudden your partner's like, whoa, dude, that is crazy, I didn't expect that, and that's awesome, and now I'm into this, I'm fully engaged and immersed in the experience, and the sex will be that much better for it. So yeah, these little subtle changes you can make can represent bigger changes mentally. And the mental component of sex is the most important when determining sexual quality. So if you work on sexual variety and you stimulate your partner's mind because of it, then your sex is better for it. So yeah, do that.
Are using a pillow under your hips? I mean, think of it like sexual geometry. Like in pool, the smallest angle change can make the biggest difference.
Yes! I finally get to use my protractor. I have been waiting for this moment. Finally, when I'm banging, I can whip out the protractor. And my partner's gonna be like, what is that? Why do you have that? And I'm just gonna say, wait and see. Then I'm gonna measure the angles and destroy them with pleasure.
So challenge yourself to add variety to all your sex positions. I mean, for missionary, you can put your legs over your head, or for doggy style, you can kind of prop yourself up so you're getting the right positioning.
So yeah, again, subtle variety changes. Get your protractor out, make sure you're not repeating any angles. Make sure there are no obtuse angles in sex because no one likes an obtuse angle. Use this, guys, okay? use it.
Sport Sheets also makes a doggy style positioning strap, which makes it so much easier because you put it around your waist, your partner's holding it, and you get that right coital alignment so it just hits all the right spots.
This woman is blowing my mind. First of all, I didn't know this strap existed, and I'm a sex coach, so I'm sorry, guys, I didn't know this. There was a certain strap you could buy for coital alignment. I also have not ever experimented with coital alignment or non-alignment. Have I been having sex wrong this entire time? Now that I have my trusty protractor, I don't think coital alignment will be an issue at all for me. So I can easily measure the angles, see if the coitus is aligned properly, and like in astrology, when stuff is lined up, that is usually a good thing, right? I don't know that much about astrology, so it might be a bad thing. But Emily says in coitus, alignment is the best, so go for coital alignment.
So when you're busy hacking your sex life all the time, there's no room for boring.
And it just abruptly ends. There's no room for boring. Okay, most of this video I was being sarcastic. You don't need a protractor to have good sex. You don't need to look for coital alignment. What you need is psychological stimulation. Now, variety is a great way to increase psychological stimulation because we look for novelty in sex. We want excitement. We want new stimuli. So if you can provide that by varying little things, it doesn't have to be huge things. It can be, like she said, certain movements, even if it's your go-to, you're just varying where your legs are or where your body is compared to theirs. Don't overthink these things. You don't have to measure things. You don't have to worry about angles. Just worry about the mental part of sex, because the mental part is going to be the main driving factor of sexual pleasure, not what you do physically. Obviously, the physical part is necessary and important, but if your partner's super aroused and you can get them there, then you can pretty much do anything you want and they're going to love it. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm doing daily videos, doing a ton of reactions like this. If you want to see other reactions, then go to my playlist where I react to a bunch of sex advice, good, bad, weird sex advice, and give you my input as a sex god. Okay. Anyway, leave me a like, leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.